Okay, so I will show you how to prepare the wire sensor and how to mount the guide wire on it. You will need some tools. You will need a spanner and a wrench of 13 in size. You will need a wire cutter and you will need a crimping tool. A good one is really useful. We start by cutting the safety wire that the wire sensor has. We will not be needing this one. Then we have the wire sensor mounting kit. I will get out the small bag out of the wire and this screw, I think. From here I will prepare the two washers and two nuts, and I will make a thing to hold our wire. You will see what we'll use it for next. Okay, so right now, after we have made our little or prepared our little contraption for the wire, we can start pulling out some wire from the wire sensor. And maybe it's really nice if it can be two people that do this, because it might be a bit harder. It's of course possible to do it as a one person, but I have a magic helping hand in here. So right now I will take this, I will split these and put the wire inside, and I will tighten it. But an important step here is that you don't tighten it too much, because that will destroy the wire. It's based on your feeling, but it's just enough, let's say it. After the wire has been secured, we can try to move it a bit, just to see that it doesn't actually just come out. And after we're happy with that, we can continue with cutting the wire from here. I will cut this. You can remove this rubber as well, we will not need that. You can pause. After we have cut the wire, we can also remove this little piece. And we are left with this one, which we will use later. I should have mentioned that this wire that I had here actually came from a kit like this. And in this kit you will find another bag with a few more components. I will just take all of them out. And what I will need right now are these brass
wire locks.
So actually we should prepare our wire first. I will take these end caps, I will put them on the wire. Just insert them like that. When they have been inserted, we can thread our wire into the guide wire. The wire is stiff enough so you can just push it. Then we get it on the other end. Then I will take these. I will put both of them in. It is important to put both of them. Then I will take this ring. I will thread the wire. I will then take the wire and thread it through these two parts. It takes a bit of practice. I really like to keep this loop really small, and we can also press on the wire a bit. When we have it like this, I can take the end again and I can once again thread it through the first one as such. When we are happy with this, I can take my crimping tool and I can crimp those two. It's really important to crimp this really well so that it lasts. When we are done with the crimping, we can verify that we cannot pull the wire out. And I can see that this has been crimped really well. And then we can release the wire slowly here. It's also important that you don't let the wire snap, because that can cause damage to the sensor. So if I can get my helping hand again to hold the wire, I will slowly undo it and release the wire. And then we are basically done with this part. Of course, this guide wire will differ in length depending on your application. After we're done with that, we can start assembling the bracket that will hold the sensor. I have unscrewed this part, and I will just put it like that. Then in this bag we'll find some more nuts and screws. I will take these. These will be the ones that will hold the wire sensor mounted on this bracket. After we have the two screws in, of course you will need to tighten them, which I have done right now. And then we can take this wire guide and put it in as such. So right now you can see the sensor is mounted and I can pull on the... I just need to hold it here. I can pull it and everything works correctly. We are done on this side. Then we can continue for this side. I will take the other part, unscrew this, mount it as such. This will be mounted on the piston. We have these two metal straps, and if we can imagine the piston being my hand, then they will go in as such, and this will sit on the piston. There's these four holes where these metal straps should sit. It looks and it works much better when it is actually on a piston. And the wire sensor will be oriented this way. I can align these holes. I can put in as such, and then I can tighten these. When we are done with that part, we can prepare the part to which this ring will be hooked. I will now disassemble this threaded rod with these washers, because we will need to use that. After you're done with this part, we can start the assembly. Then we take this ring, we put the other washer and one nut. And as you can see, the role of that nut in the middle is as a spacer, so even if these two outer nuts are tightened, this one can freely rotate. At the end we have this part that is optional, and this is to be mounted on the piston as such. But again, this is optional and you can screw this in. Depending on how you want to mount it, you can also directly drill a hole into the piston bolt and then make a thread and put this directly in that. But this is also possible to use. And I think that's how you install a wire sensor.